Good morning, and would you like to start, dear?
Yes, please. Good
Yes.
morning, everyone. It is Wednesdays Live with Cherry, and we're so glad you're with us today. I don't know about you, Cherry, but this new year has kind of been a toughie for me. Kind of a roller coaster ride with my emotions.
You know, and this is something we were talking a little bit about. It's been this energy that's coming in. It's creating havoc, but part of it, what it's doing is just bringing all of the buried emotions that we've worked so hard to control and hold down and deny to the surface, because what isn't serving us is falling away. I know I have spent so much time. Well, I mentioned the other day, I spent the whole day going, hold it, hold it, hold it. You can reset any moment. You don't have to stay in that, with that perspective, that thought, that feeling, that emotion. Reset, choose to refocus. And that's what the whole day was about. And so it's okay to go through this. It's okay to be uncomfortable. It's okay to see what isn't supporting you. And you notice how much emotion I have going on in this? And it's because it's there. If we do, if we continue to try to suppress it, all it does is build up dis-ease within our bodies. So let yourself feel what's necessary for you to feel. Take the time to look at it. What are you saying? And where are you not honoring and supporting yourself? Because whatever you're sending out is exactly where you're not really honoring, loving, and seeing that you deserve inside of you. It's time to focus on what's best for you. It doesn't mean that you let everybody else go. That isn't it. Yet in our society, we're taught, think of everybody else first. Think of and take care of everybody else first. And just let it happen and just go with the flow. And all of a sudden, we're just down there going, huh? What happened? I don't feel good. I'm sad. I'm upset. I just want to hide. And that's where we're not honoring ourselves. So it's okay. So heck of a way to start a show, because this emotion is deep. And so now let's bring it back up and let's go to our hearts. Okay, everybody, just focus your energy in the center of your heart. Let that energy of love go into every cell, every molecule, every particle of you, and just love everything about yourself. Honor it. And now send that out to the world. We are all one. We respond to the energy and the force of the energy and accumulated thought in mass consciousness. Let's send more love and light out and let it come back to us. Big sigh. So there we go.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for that, Cherry. And I want to welcome people that are with us so far today. We've got a Nancy, another Nancy. You know a lot of Nancys.
I do know a lot of Nancys, and I love them.
And Julia, good morning. Kelly, hello, good morning, Kelly. And Marty, okay. So everyone that wants to, go ahead and say hi in the chat. Let us know you're here. And Julia agreed. She feels like she's there for other people, but I'm at a place in my life where I really need support, but I'm feeling unsupported. Yes. So hopefully the message felt like you were being a bit supported.
Well, and we can hold this energy. Just continue to keep your heart chakras open and send it out. But let it come back. The reason we feel unsupported is old issues, old trainings, old belief systems that really are outdated. And it's knowing that we deserve and to allow ourselves to receive. It isn't that it's not there for us. It's we're setting up these walls that don't let it penetrate. So open your hearts and let that love come back to you. Okay, I'm really on a soapbox today. But apparently it's a message that is really, really good for right now. And I just keep seeing light going out. Every time I move my hands, I see light going out. There's sparkling light happening, kids. So.
Well, I think we come to these calls every week, shows, whatever, to hear about your soapbox. So you don't have to apologize. That's what we're here for. And we got a message from Michelle and Gay Wynn and Andrea. Thank you for letting us know you're here, everyone. We love you. Kelly, me too. This car accident has made me open up and allow myself to be supported, and boy, is it uncomfortable. Dang.
There we go.
Okay, so we've got a number of questions today, so let's get started, and let's see. For some reason, it was hard for me to tell what order they were coming in on, so I just kind of chose an order. So, Dory, will my daughter and family find a place of their own to live soon?
You know what? First of all, the key word here is soon. Whose idea of soon is the first thing that popped in? Yes, they do find a place of their own. They're sitting in that uncomfortable energy, and they're feeling as if they're somehow failing. Help them readdress this energy and focus on having the home their home. Remember, we're creating in every moment, and so it's reminding them of this and have them send out the energy of love that takes them to the place that is perfect for them, and it does feel like they find an energy that they connect with, and they move through their fear and have their home. And it shows them packing and moving and unpacking. So it is relatively soon. When it comes in this strong. Now, I keep seeing a 2 as if in 2 months. Yet it doesn't have to be that far out. They can bring it in sooner. It's just letting them know not to worry so much and not to focus on what has not happened and refocus on what they are creating. The vision boards are perfect for this. You don't need them for lengthy periods of time. It's, put out a vision board of a home and a family and suitcases being packed and then boxes being unpacked. Something that really keeps affirming what it is they're choosing to create.
I like that idea about the vision board. And for folks that don't understand or know what a vision board is, you can Google it.
Yeah, there you go. What is your vision? The other day I was thinking about creating one. I'm going, what was that called? This board, a collage. So
pretty pictures, yes.
Yes, of what it is we're choosing to create. And this is the time to do it. Oh, we had new moons, we're getting old moons, all types. Is there an old moon? I don't think so, but it sounded funny.
Well, it is an old moon. It's been around a while.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, we got a couple messages in from Michelle, and I try and limit people to one, but they were kind of on the same topic, so I granted her a concession and allowed the two questions, so I merged them together, even though they came in at different times. So, because she's been having death on her mind. I never was afraid of dying and going to the other side, but for some reason I picked up some anxiety about it. I'm not sure where it's coming from or why, but any insight would be greatly appreciated.
Okay, first of all, it is at a time of death and rebirth, and there's a fear around things that you are letting go of and actually stepping into your own personal power and moving forward. You're going through a very uncomfortable phase, it feels like, in the inner parts of you. So it's good to meditate and calm and just ask what this is about. Write it out. Okay, I have this fear of death. What is the true fear? And just let whatever comes come. Also, it's connected to a past life in which this was a time that you're getting close to a time you did exit under very disturbing circumstances is what it says. So we do bring memory in from past lives. Let's just put it out there that you now receive and understand the information of that particular life, and you release the emotions and feelings of it. Emotions and feelings are the same, but in some respect when we look at it, except they're talking about the physical body too. the feeling part of it. So it's okay. I've learned everything that was necessary from that lifetime. I now allow it to go. I breathe into myself and I accept the life force that I am, and I create with love, passion, and joy. I understand this is a time of change. I am like a snake shedding my old skin, yet I move into the wondrousness of life forward. So that just kind of came right now. So that's something for, you're probably going to have to listen back to this to get this part. But really claim the changes that are occurring, and not, there's a big heart chakra opening happening as we're talking right now. Just love that. Okay. And your crown chakra is opening big time too.
Open them chakras, kids.
That's right. Balance, align, and open.
And the other question is, I've always wondered if our loved ones, angels, spirit guides, and others on the other side of the veil can see us and visit whenever they please. Very much missing some of my family and friends that passed last year. Too many to bear. Love you and appreciate you, by the way.
Oh, but thank you very much. And no wonder, look at what you just said, people you lost last year, anxiety over death. Yes, they visit anytime they choose. They don't stay in the same form or the same personality, because we are infinite beings and they come in various ways. They understand there's not the limits applied that humans believe in. So let their energy come in, let it embrace you. You know, my late husband talked to me more after he crossed than he ever did when he was alive. You know, and that did make me question it, but that was the life that was chosen. And so know they're there. Oh, somebody, you know, they're bringing up another matter. Shortly after I shifted and then started doing this professionally, my niece was in a car accident in which she was 26 years old with 3 little boys on life support for 5 days. And then we had to take her off, and she crossed. And she was there and present for everybody right after that moment. Well, she was there and present even in the hospital. Yet here's how the energy works. You know, it's a matter of, sometimes we don't choose long lives, sometimes we do. Yet our life doesn't end the moment we cross. And I was in a session with a woman, and her son had died. And the next thing I know is my niece, Megan Ballard, came through. Not only did she affect me, the energy went all the way through the phone, because energy is unlimited, and comforted that woman. She felt it as strongly as I did. So yes, your loved ones are there. Yes, you know, angels and guides. Sometimes we just don't feel them because we are in the physical form. But just trust and believe they are there for you. Talk to those that you love as if they're standing right there. And there's a whole lot of emotions coming up in you right now, honey. Let those emotions just flow. So there we go.
Thank you so much.
It's intense times, kids.
It is intense times.
I know.
Let's see. Denise had a question. Can you tell me why my brother John won't talk to my mom or any of his brothers and sisters? What does he think we have done or said to not talk for over 5 years?
You know, there's a lot of anger being felt and hurt and pain within the family, and this. All I can tell you at this time is he has his own demons that he's working through. This was part of his journey, is to separate from the family. It was an agreement made prior to coming to Earth. It's a matter of all coming together, opening your hearts, and just holding him in a space of love, whether he talks to you or not. It's reminding everybody unconditional love. There are times that we have separate journeys than what we believe they should. Just because we were born into a family doesn't mean we stay connected to them. That's not the agreement. So it's love yourselves and love him. It isn't imagined hurts as some, he took things personally in a way, but he's also moves through his own thoughts, and not everybody has the same thoughts. And it is to remember unconditional love. So.
Good reminder for all of us.
Well, that's what we talk about in unconditional love, and it's easy to mouth it and say the words, but what does unconditional love mean? It means no matter what, no matter who, love without conditions. We want this world to change, that's what we send out there. We want ourselves to change and our worlds to change. We hold that love for ourselves too, without judging, condemning, having to justify. It's just loving the human experience.
That's true. We often parrot the phrase unconditional love, but thinking about what it means is a totally different story.
Yeah, well, and we forget that there's times that we project out onto others what we believe should be what they do. Really? That's the one thing my late husband taught me is unconditional love, because he didn't move in the direction that I wanted him to, and I didn't move in his direction, but it was acceptance. It's like, okay, you be you, I'll be me, and I just love you. So, didn't mean there weren't skirmishes, because we did. We skirmished a lot.
Great word, skirmish.
Yeah, this is a really heavy day. Let's lighten it up a bit. So.
All righty. Michelle responded to your answer to her. For confirmation, I have heard that about my past life. So amazing. Thank you. EXO. Thank you. I feel a weight lifted.
Mwah. Love you, sweetheart.
Great. Good. Thank you for letting us know that, Michelle.
Yes.
Juliana, with her permission, my question is for my friend Renee, who is concerned about painful lumps in her throat and recent finding of a tumor in her thyroid. She's going in for a second biopsy next month to rule out cancer for the thyroid lump, but doctors don't know what's causing the other lumps. I suggested there may be a metaphysical answer. Please offer guidance on causes, fixes, and outcomes. Many thanks. Well, we can't do it all in just a few minutes, yes. But we'll try, Juliana.
And we are putting it out there. I am not a physician. I'm not licensed in any of this yet. What I received is there is, at this time, a 75% chance that it will be a cancerous tumor in her thyroid. Let's send some love and light to that. We don't have to hold that. Her fear is there. There's some lack of self-acceptance and love. But let's put the energy out to negate that outcome. We don't, like I said, I keep hearing, we don't have to have that, we don't have to have that, we don't have to have that. Then it goes into, with the other lumps, it said nodules and abscesses. If she wears any jewelry in her ears, like a piercing at all, take them out. It feels like that is affecting in some respect. I won't say an allergic reaction, but it's causing a buildup. The abscesses, and this is where we're talking metaphysical and past lives, is coming from the teeth area in a past life in which it wasn't taken care of, and it caused poisons and toxins to go in. And body has memory. Apparently, we're going to deal with a couple of past life issues in this particular show today, or whatever it is. These labels, we don't know. One, if it would be good for her also to have her teeth checked out just as a precaution. But I see drainage coming from the ears and into the lymph nodes type thing, but that just feels toxins and poison. So it's look on those orders. Detoxes are good for her right now. Again, no metals around her, in through her skin, and just, does she have tattoos? It just shows that she's having such a reaction, a sensitivity to things. But it's really good for her to hold positive thought, send love in. It's, knowing energy healers, it would be good for her to have energy clearance, have the meridians cleared, and hold the outcome she wants. It does feel like she makes it through this with a greater understanding, with a clearer mind, and more positive. Remember, we don't have just one potential. If she stays in fear, she can create a lengthy uncomfortable outcome. So let's hold it positive thoughts. Okay? And I just see her hands coming out and everybody holding her hands. So send that energy of love into this beautiful woman.
And we kind of all do it together right now, right?
That's right. It's all of us. Again, many people know I had the bag dropped on my head and it's so, when I'm sending energy out, I'm opening my hands and allowing energy to come in too. If there's resistance to it, it's let yourself move through that, okay?
Great, thank you. Let's see a comment. Marty said that my late husband talked to me more after he passed as well. I think it's a guy thing.
Well, it's with the belief systems that were in place for them at the time they were here. And this is one of the things my late husband showed me. They were incapable of the talking. When as we move out of these particular bodies and personalities and of the lessons of this lifetime, we're back into that expanded awareness, and so we come in and speak with us without any hesitation and just filled with love. They're not held in the density of the human experience.
Or in our societal roles for males.
Yes, and that's exactly what Rob showed me. It was all of those belief systems about what men were supposed to be, men of a certain age. Be tough, don't be a crybaby, and that love was not safe. So
Julie made a comment that self-acceptance is big for her as well. And, I think Julia, is it Julia or Julie? Julia. I think that this may be a key concept for us moving forward this year, is working together to improve, increase, allow the more self-acceptance and self-love.
Well, we've had such a time in the last few years of really going inward and seeing what we're all about. And this year it's like the door flew open and we're being shoved out. Some of us feel like we're falling. And it's knowing that that's only so that we regroup and land on our feet. That's what it's showing this door. Oh, what was that show? Oh my goodness. I had Beetlejuice. Remember the show Beetlejuice, and the door opens and the guy gets flung out? Well, that's kind of what they're showing me, only that we can then move, straighten up, and land perfectly on our feet in a nice, cushy world. We don't need to go out into the extreme he did. So that's, yeah. But it's loving ourselves, accepting ourselves. So we are perfect, and we are amazing. And we are beautiful, and we're all beings of divine love, from source. When we understand and accept that, our worlds open and grow in amazing, amazing ways. So it starts with us.
Well, dang.
I know. Shoot.
And we've got a new arrival. Sherry and Pauletta have joined and said good morning. So good morning. Glad you're with us. We've got a number of more questions. So we'll get to Christine. Wanted to know, where do you see me setting up my business? I'm referring to a storefront. My house? Or Wood, Albany, Corvallis, Lebanon, Eugene, Salem. Sounds Christine lives around us.
She does.
Be the most prosperous place for it. I'm at a loss as to where I'll set up an office. Thanks, ladies.
Okay, first of all, it does show start with your home. And you're centrally located for Eugene, Corvallis, Salem, and Lebanon, being in Albany. So stay in your home. And it shows it's an easier move and you're able to prioritize what it is you're choosing to create, it used the word prioritize. So it's very good for you to really ground. And I love you, Christine, but sometimes you swirl. That's part of who you are. So really ground out and write what it is you're focusing on by priority. And it allows you to clear that space out for your home and then use part of your home as a tax write-off. Let's let's let it support you as much as possible. And you have less pressure that way, and it's an easy transition. So.
Less expense as well.
Yes, it is. And the storefront, it isn't, there's times that people believe, oh my gosh, I got to run out and I've got to, have this building or that building or this look or that look to be a success. That's not the truth. It's let it be an easy adaptation for you, an easy journey, and know that what you're doing stems from your intention, and let it support you in the ways that are easiest for you.
Easy, huh? Dang.
Yes. And Christine knows I love her, and she's high energy, and like I said, she spins, so fill your pockets with grounding stones. Or the river rocks would be good. That's very grounding, and they've been in water for a while. So, and I understand that. It's like there's times I get up in that energy and I'm just like this, what am I going to do? Which direction do I go? And so when we ground, we're fully present and it's easier to focus. Great. And take care. Oh, Christine, take care of you. Again, bring your focus back to you. You tend to focus on this person, that person, the other, and forget yourself. So bring your focus back to you.
And that's a good message for all of us again.
Yes, it is. Apparently that's our message today.
Right. Could be our message for the year.
I believe it is.
So Elizabeth wants to know, will my husband's cousin's estate be settled soon? Again, there's that soon word.
I know. Your idea soon, and it feels like it takes a few more months. There's some conflict, and it feels like it disputes within the family, and that's part of what it's slowing it down. And there's some questions about the estate, and the word ownership comes up, but it looks like it takes a little more time. Like to some people, 3 months is pretty soon. Other people know that's 2 weeks to 3 weeks, but it does show it out into the spring that it all comes together and is settled. So just see everybody getting along and in agreement, because many times people argue over what's left from a person, and it has nothing to do with the idea of what they want. They're just still trying to hold on to that person and the memory of and what was there. So just see everybody understanding that this person is left, and that love they had for them has not diminished at all, and that connection's still there. And you're going to find it winds itself down very, very soon. Notice 2 varies? Not just 1, but 2.
Okay. And from Julia, hi, Cherry. I'm at a point in my life of having to return to the workforce. I'm mid-50s and have limited employment experience. She writes 2005. My self-confidence is low, and just thinking about getting back out there has me feeling anxious. Unfortunately, that also affects my motivation, so it becomes a cycle that causes more stress. Do you see anything opening up for me? Thank you, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. And that noise going off that you hear is the clock I had to move off my wall when I got a new shelf. And so apparently it must be 9 o'clock. Oh, sweetheart, Julia. Julia, I was thinking, anyway, let go of this 50-something. That's middle age now. Shoot, we're living to 100 and something now. You're just a baby. Let go of the belief systems wrapped around your age, because that's not supporting you. And it does show easing into the market. Look at you write down what your skills are. You have your old knowledge. Brush up the skills. It shows you not putting a lot of pressure on yourself and reaching for jobs that are very fear-filled, but reaching for jobs that just get you back out there. And it does show a job comes in, and it's when I say simple, it doesn't mean it doesn't. Well, it doesn't challenge you a lot, but it gets you out there and you're comfortable. But no, it's a stepping stone to another job. And the reason you're not motivated has nothing to do with skills. You're really judging yourself. You're putting yourself, or trying to pigeonhole yourself into an old belief system about age. What the heck? I mean, look at our society and people that are still out in the workforce that are in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s. I just saw a show the other day in which a producer, and his late 80s, and he was still there, and they relied on him. Okay, see the hesitation? Hesitation isn't coming from me. It comes from your resistance. So look what you have to add to the world. This sounds, when I say simple, I do see like a little shop, a metaphysical shop, a flower shop, some sort of retail, which sounds odd, but it's actually not demanding, and it lets you step back into, feel all that you have to give and hand out, and then move on to something else. Let it be in increments. It's okay. So, and yes, you'll earn dollars. Enough. And look for a place that allows you to, have benefits. So.
It is scary, but Midfit, my husband just had to find a new job, and he's 64, and he got one. So,
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah. It's, break that thought of what age is all about. It's an illusion like everything else. Wrap your mind around everything you have to offer the world. I see people around you. A job that, if I said retail, I felt a recoil. Look at it as a receptionist somewhere, but it does show people around you and you assisting people. So, that's part of the deal.
And just getting back out there and involved with people can help feel more comfortable about the whole workforce thing too. And I just wanted to say for Julia, because Cherry, you said to think about her skills and think about what she has to offer, and sometimes we can't do that for ourselves. So ask people that love you what you have to offer.
Yeah, and here's something. I felt your energy body, Julia, respond to this, and that's one of the things. Yet you have, and I have no idea. They're not showing me which one is a relative that passed. That's pretty plain spoken. It said, it isn't like you're going to be slinging hash. So think of that person that would say that to you. You're motivating you also. It's like, hold it, Yes, you're starting again, but it isn't anything demeaning. So I have no idea who that was. I just decided to come in and give you a message.
Of course, slinging hash could be fun if you like doing it.
Well, you remember that show Mel's Diner, and yes, this dates me. That's the image that was shown, and what the woman. Well, it wasn't Mel's Diner; it was called something else. But they worked at Mel's Diner.
Happy Days.
Maybe it wasn't Mel. Well, Mel was the cook. This is the woman. Well, it doesn't matter who it was, but it was a woman of a certain age having to start over again, and she went into this diner for work, and they become a family, and whatever it is. So,
yeah. And she liked the. She remember it was Flo. Okay, yeah.
Yes, Flo. Okay. That's it.
All right.
Yep.
Julia.
Yes.
Yeah, she loves the slinging hash. She thought that was funny. So good.
Yeah.
Good.
So know you're supported. Know that you have relatives at Cross that came in to give you a message. And that's the show they sent. So as much as anything, that was to remind you new beginnings happen all the time and have positive outcomes.
Yay. All right. So it's lightening up the letting go of the fear and anxiety around this, and lightening up and maybe having some fun. Alice is the name of the show. Thank you, Marty.
Thank you. Yeah. I usually don't do all these shows, but apparently they're going to use TV and movies for me today. Well, let's see. We had Beetlejuice, and we have Alice, and so But it's something we can relate
to. It is when we all. It's a connection that we all have. So,
yes.
Me, because I never watched Alice, so.
I did.
Yeah. All right. So, Kelly, we have one last question. Kelly wanted to know if you have time, and Kelly, always for you, sweetheart. I know I'm a bit late to post, but I just had a potential new home opportunity present itself, and I'm wondering if this looks like it might be the answer to a lot of prayers. Thanks, lovely.
Oh, you're welcome, honey. And look what you attracted in. And so instead of looking at, is this the answer to a lot of prayers, look at where you're resisting having a lot of prayers answered. The home is delightful. It is in a great potential to be yours, but take it without hesitation. Go into it with love and know that you deserve. You know, the only reason it would not fit and be, perfect for you is a feeling of not deserving. It came too quick, too easily. I'm not deserving. I'm not deserving. I'm not deserving. It's know you deserve and that you attracted in the answers to your prayers. And this is one of the things that's been Kelly's lesson here lately is, allowing herself to receive. We've talked about this off and on for a month. It had been a challenge to her to receive, and things are happening in her life that are opening that doorway that say, yeah, it's time to receive. Balance, give, balance, receive. And so just look at this as another part of Spirit saying, yes, practice receiving the goodness of life. You deserve it. Again, messages for all of us.
I'm trying to take notes at the same time, so, and then you look at me and say, oh, Nancy, come back.
This is so delightful in so many ways because she handles all of the questions and all of this. I just have to sit here and listen.
And talk.
Well, and talk, yes.
And I want to reiterate what you just said for all of us, and this will be the end of today's show, but it's know that you are deserving. Allow yourself to receive. Practice receiving the goodness of life. This is for all of us. It's huge.
Yes, this is, again, it's showing us shedding old skins, walking out into energy that is a higher frequency, and that frequency supports love, but that love begins with us. It's imperative that we love who we are. Again, there's so many times we acknowledge everything we believe we failed in, or that we don't, that we did that was what we felt harmful to another. It's so amazing how we acknowledge that, yet the focus on what we've done positive, where we've had our successes, and all of this is ignored. It's time to look at what you've accomplished that is positive and honor that. Life is an experience and a lesson. We don't set them out always to be easy, easy, easy. Sometimes they feel like a huge struggle. Yet, we, in the wisdom of all that we are, chose these lives. And we chose them knowing our perfection and our ability to move through them. It's claim love for you and claim the life that's yours to have. And let it come in. All of a sudden somebody's going, well, if we do that, won't you be afraid that you won't have a show because we won't have any problems or questions? Heck no, there's the next step. One of the things is, my group told me early on is at times, whether people are aware of it or not, there is a belief that says, gosh, if I get rid of all my problems, all of my worries and my fears, life might be a little boring. What'll be there then? Because this idea of floating on a cloud and playing a harp goes through. It is like, no, it just means we go into the next phase of our soul evolution. And, I cannot picture myself sitting on a cloud anywhere playing any type of instrument because that's just not my interest. But I love flying above the clouds and looking down at them. That's kind of fun. So know that no matter what step you take, there's always something else there to go into. And it can be quite amazing.
Okay, and I think that we're going to be beating the drum of self-love, acceptance, for quite some time to come. So just a warning to all of y'all. And I want to just share the final comments. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, okay, for all of you who are listening now or later and are returning next week or the week after, I want you to take this week and focus on ways to love yourself and share those with us next week. Now, let's do this. Come on. Acknowledge your value, your worth, the ways you will let that be acknowledged, but acknowledging it yourself. It sounds like a lengthy homework assignment, but it isn't. It's simple. But be present and take time for you. And then acknowledge what time you've taken and how you did that. Does that make sense? Let's let it be fun, supportive, and we're here to create. We're here to create with beauty and love. So.
You have your homework assignment, people.
That's my job.
All right. So I just want to read the last final comments, Kelly, from when we talked about Kelly. Ha, ha, ha. You know me so well. Thank you. I love you so much. And Julia has just been chatting away. Yes, I need to hear that again. So glad for archives. Yes. And I just want to remind people that I do this video gets posted immediately, or it stays in Facebook, and also, I post usually on Thursday. I post it in YouTube, so you have choices of where to find it. And on Facebook, I know everyone probably knows this, but if you just click on our page and you click on the videos, you'll see them all there together. You don't have to go rooting around in the timeline. So I think that's a handy thing. So, okay, let's see what else. Julia, yes, I need to hear that again. So glad for archives I read that. So that would be, and then she said that would be great to make Post-it notes around us as reminders. Yes. And exactly. I'm hoping it was self-love reminders because that's what we're needing. And thank you from Julia, and let's see, Michelle, beautiful idea, thank you. Praying for you all from Michelle, and thank you, Cherry and Nancy from Sherry. And I know Sherry said hi some time ago, and I don't know that I said hi back. So there we go. We're there we go. Loving everyone that's joined us today, and everyone who's watching us in the recordings. And hopefully you can join us again next week when I'm sure we'll be talking about love and acceptance for yourself.
Yep. That's you're talking about love and acceptance, and I'm sitting here looking at his computer, and I'm going, oh my God, how am I holding my mouth? And blah, blah, blah. All of this stuff started going in my head. Again, that's where we're not supporting ourselves or judging. It's like, oh, appearance. Who cares? Who really cares? And so, let it be what let go of the idea of doing it for other people and appearing a certain way, or, it isn't about somebody else accepting you. It's about you accepting you. And, something to remember too is, and I keep getting tingles on this one, is every time I think of it, is we're all divinely connected. We are all, and this sounds like, oh gosh, we lose our individuality, our uniqueness, our personality, but that's not a truth either. We're all one. We're reflections of life with each other, so we can look at each other and see what everybody's going through, going, oh, I mirror this and they mirror that, but we also have our strengths and our abilities and all of that, and we share those. So, yeah.
And I posted on the screen to make this your best year yet. Mm-hmm. You might want to check in with Cherry for a personal one-on-one to get even deeper into assistance for loving yourself or any other questions you might have that take more time and are more personal.
Well, yeah, and that's one of the things people forget. You have experiences, and you've had lessons, and old messages live inside that are actually creating from the subconscious, and going in and seeing those and where they came from and how they are affecting you allows you to release them. And that's part of what an in-depth session is about. Is let's go through the layers. Consciously, we're going, oh, I do this and I do that. Not, but it's back here. And there's creating on autopilot that we're not aware of. So.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. It's been, there were comments earlier that I didn't read that this was a great show, best show, love the show. So thank you very much for everyone that's joined us and live or even not.
And if you all would like, please share the show with those that you love and know and that will benefit. This is all about, this is an intention I'm setting, is to get out there in a bigger and better way, to touch more people. Any assistance that you feel you would like to send my way, I appreciate greatly. So, yeah. Let's build this. The more that we share and the energy of love, that's how we change this reality. It's how we change this world.
And with that, we are done.
We are. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.